Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome to the first gameplay video in the new Standards of Strixhaven format, which has just been released today, and we are getting some very powerful cards, and we're playing a deck which has been doing the rounds in early access, so you may have seen it, but it revolves around Mathemagics, a very fun new card with a new mechanic. So it is 2 blue and 2 X, and it says target player draws 2 to the power of X cards. So as it says there, if you don't pay anything for X, just draw 1, and then 1 will be 2. 2 to the power 2 is 4, 2 to the power 3, 8, 2 to the power 4 is 16, power 5 is 32, and so on. What it doesn't say is 2 to the power of 6 is 64.
Quick maths!
And obviously, in Standard, the vast majority of decks are 60 card decks. So, if you have 14 mana, you can do X equals 6, target your opponent, and they will draw their entire deck and immediately deck out and lose the game. But this is not actually the superstar of the deck. That award goes to Resonating Lute, a 4 mana artifact, and it says lands you control have tapped to add 2 mana of any one colour. Spend this mana only to cast instant and sorcery spells, and you've got to tap it, draw a card, but activate only if you have 7 or more cards in your hand. So reminiscent of Library of Alexandria, which you've also got in Arena for the first time, but obviously not in Standard. So this means, whereas we'll need 14 lands generally to play Mathemagics for 6, this means we can only do it with 7. But also, it means it makes it very easy to play all other instant and sorcerers. So rounding out the new cards in the deck, we have 3 copies of Traumatic Technique. Blue, red, and an X. It's an instant. Target players, Traumatic Critique deals X damage at any target. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. So if we have a Resonating Lute down, we may just be able to kill our opponent if we can't find our Mathemagics, and obviously the draw 2 does help it. We also have 2 copies of Mind into Matter. Blue, green, and an X. Draw X cards and may put a permanent card with mana value X or less from a hand on the battlefield attack. We don't have many permanents, but obviously we do have the loot. So if we have a loot in hand and we have the mana, we may just want to draw 4 and then put the loot onto the battlefield as well. And what's really good is we do have a couple of miswise villages to make spells uncounterable. So if we worried our opponent has counter spells, we can make the Mind into Matter uncounterable and then put the loot onto the battlefield without having to worry about it. Then we have Proctor's Gaze, 2 copies of this, 4 mana instant, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to his own hand, search a library for basic land card, put onto battlefield tap, then shuffle. 4 copies of Traumatic Technique, a 5 mana sorcery. We can either choose 1, draw 4, or it deals 4 damage to each creature and planeswalker. So a great modal card, either refill our hand or usually wipe the board. And then the last new card is Studious First Year, a lowly little common, but it's a 1 mana 1/1 and it enters Prepared. Prepared is a new mechanic, kind of see it as opposite adventure. If a creature is prepared, it means a copy of the spell in its lower right hand corner, so this one, Rampant Growth, goes into exile, and while we still control that creature, we can cast a spell from exile. So if we shoot his first year, turn 1, turn 2, we can Rampant Growth to ramp our mana. Not all prepared creatures enter prepared. Some require jumping through hoops to make them prepared, which also means you can prepare them multiple times. Obviously, with Studious First Year, you can only prepare it once unless you flicker it or bounce it. Rounding out the deck, it is just card draw and ramp. 2 copies of Consultant's Star Chart. We're going to have a lot of lands on the battlefield. Shared Roots to get those lands on the battlefield. 1 copy of Doppelgang, just for we're going to have huge mana of Resonating Lute. And I really want to play like a more Doppelgang focused deck with Resonating Lute, but oh well. We'll do that in the future. 4 copies of Aetherize and 2 copies of Rebuke, just to bounce our opponent's board to help get into the long game. And in mana base is, as you would expect, we are 3 colours, but I said 2 copies of Miswise Village. It's very fun. I only played a few games, but I've not lost with it yet because it comes out of nowhere. And if you have your 2 combo pieces, all you need is 7 lands, and we have the bounce and the ability to get into the long game. So really fun deck and a really fun new card. I doubt we're going to see this on many other cards because obviously it just works in the school setting and the Mathemagics name, but really fun. So I hope you all enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. Well, we've got a decent hand. We do obviously need both our combo pieces, but we have ramp and draw and removal. And we're on the play. Shock you in Julius first year. Why is there a stick? There's another Aetherize. Let's get a blue. Bring in for 1. What are we up against? Oh, we've taken out our bear. They're ramping themselves. That means we can draw 4 with splatter technique. At risk of a counterspell. I think let's pitch an Aetherize. I have a couple of creature lands. Which obviously they are not powering up just yet. We can bounce that with our Proctor's Gaze. I would like some more draw spells. Some cheaper draw spells than Splatter Technique, really. Also like our Lute and our Mathemagics. Well, let us... Leather's shared roots. We'll get our last mountain. And then we can hold up Proctor's Gaze. Or Aetherize. But obviously they're ramping quite a lot. Don't care about life gain. Nice art for it. Well, we've got all the lands we need. We just need our combo pieces. I would like a Mistrise Village as well, because I imagine they have counter spells. The fact that they didn't recast Esper Origin suggests that might be what they have. Oh, you are an instant. Well, I imagine you get countered. Yep. Let's just take you out. We do get a draw 2 and discard. We'll discard a shared roots. Where's all our thingy-majigs? Well, we have what? 4, 7, 10, So 2, 8. So I'm literally just x equals 2. I'll copy you and the vine stalk. Another land, and not a land. You reckon they might be on exactly the same deck? And not finding their pieces yet either. Fair enough. We start beating down with our vine stalks. Nope. Nope. Yeah, this is getting annoying. Discards, put up to 1 land card. Oh, okay. 9. Can have a land. Not found a misrise village either. Ooh, Sabsunan. We have a misrise village. It has even, so it can block. Now it can't, but it does draw 2 cards. I would like some card draw, please. Let's power them up. Can you do the vine stalkers? We will take 5 then. Actually, no, we don't need to. Unless they have removal. They do have removal. I'm happy to get stuff out of their hand. Give me a draw spell, please. That is a draw spell. Hit, consult, uncounterable. Loot. I don't suppose there's another. Do we get both pieces? Let's get mined into matter. Because next turn we can make mind and matter uncounterable and then put the loot into play. Now obviously there is a high chance they have a counterspell or etherize. Oh, that's breaking. That is so annoying. Yeah, there's Sabsunan again. Well, bladder technique and a Proctor's Gaze. Well, there is a lute. Which I now can't cast. Oh, that was so annoying. Miscounted there completely. You are any target, aren't you?
Thank you.
Are they going to be able to sign in blood? Well, they can sign in blood. At the beginning of a second main.
This will only sting for a moment.
I would really like our second Mistrise village. That's a sorcery. Did we know? Did they see? Was it in the gate we saw? No, Glenalendra's answer, which takes 2 blue. I am going to make our loot uncounterable. Take that. And we can dramatic technique. We might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We can't quite kill them. Or we can bounce something. Especially if we want to make our dramatic technique uncounterable.
Sit down. I'll handle this.
Well, that's incredibly annoying. Let's 1, 4, 8, 10.
These are the answers I need.
Yeah, and that's not the best 2 draws. Four, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, we can just do it without. They only have 2 colourless lands. Ooh! That was a tough one. We go first. We've got Mathemagics and Bounce, but not much else. But we can consult the 2. Yeah, we will. Maybe we can find another draw spell. We might have a counter spell as well. It looks like they do. Obviously the stick can be for the Sleepless Fairy. Yeah, there we go. Well, there is a loot. We just need to get it resolved. It can be resolved. We are 3 lands away, but obviously we can share roots. And then just Aetherize their board, or River's Rebuke their board. He shared roots. And tap 1 land for it. And River's Rebuke can... We can pay for his Rebuke with other lands. We could also draw a few cards ourselves in Mathemagics, but I don't think there's much point. Well, that took them a long time. We are down to 13. Let us shared roots. And they scry. I will just River's Rebuke now. It doesn't really matter. Make best use of our mana. And as you see, we do know they obviously had a counter spell. If we have a land and they tap out, we can just win. Well, that's not a land, but... we do have a chump blocker. We can see through eyes, but I just want to layer into that. Obviously, we do want them to tap out. They're in Terra in a fairy deck, because they literally paid 4 for that. Yeah. Good maths. We don't play out their fairies. We can assume they have a counter spell. Maybe we do bounce their Tolarian Terror then. Maybe get a counterspell out of their hand. Obviously, we couldn't tap our land for double mana. Pay for that because it doesn't count as paying for a isn't a sorcery spell. Well, I think we've got to go for it. But I think they've got another counter spell. Oh, they don't. Good. There you are. Have your entire deck. Alright, we go first. Well, we have the Mathemagics. We just need the loot and a lot more lands. We also have all our colours. Come against goblins, so I think obviously splatter techniques are going to be pretty useful. We have 2 red, we do have 2 blue, so it doesn't really matter. Let's get more blue. The next turn we can etherize. They have not. Only 1 goblin, so I'm not going to etherize. We can draw a splatter technique as well. It's not really worth wiping the board with just 2 creatures. Well, let us draw 4 cards. Well, there is a loot. We will discard a forest. Next time we can get down the loot and also etherize. Obviously, don't really worry about counter spells, but come on, attack in. We bounce your board. And then next turn, we can Mathemagics for 6. There's another loot, but it doesn't matter. We draw 64 cards and die.